seconds.
And now, introducing Casey Carter.
Buttercup, I got what you need, I got what you want, I got what you need, tell them giddy up, I got horses in the back, trunk in the front, exterior red and that inside buttercup, I got what you need, I got what you want, I got what you need, tell them giddy up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Casey Carter.
Ah, my sound effects. I'm missing a sound effect. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Hold on. We have to get this right. And I've lost my sound effects. Okay, this is where you were supposed to hear all the applause and all of that. And th- thank you. Thank you, Lorenza. Appreciate that. We're going to have to fix that. I always have my stuff together. Anyway, hey y'all, it's Wednesday and it is time for Casey at Night. And I am super excited about today's show because I have the most amazing woman. She and I have been um, following each other on Twitter for I don't even know how long, however long my Twitter account is. I don't know, something to that effect. I can't explain other than I just dug her. Like I think it started with she was giving sports picks and we were talking about Yankees and cuz I'm a Yankees fan, right? So it may kind of have started there, but we've been following and admiring and supporting each other for I can't even tell you how long. Hey Kelly. And I finally was like, hey, we got to connect. We got to do something together. And so we're going to talk about the various things that she does. But ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to my guest. And I don't want to introduce you to my guest until I can figure out where my sound effects are. It's going to drive me crazy. But I'm going to do it anyway. Allow me to introduce you to my guest, Sadie-Sha Turner. Ladies and gentlemen, meet this goddess.
Hey,
Yes.
let's
First of
get ready
all,
for Casey.
I love it when my guests do this, okay? I absolutely love it. And I love the color. I love just the whole look. And thank you so much for being here. Please introduce yourself to the folks. Tell them who you are.
Hello, everyone. I am your streaming queen. That's how I would say that originally, and it's the way that Casey and I met. My name is Sadie-Sha. On social media, I go by Sadie-Sha Arisha, or a lot of people call me MZ Sadie because I'm grown and sexy. So I love being on the Casey at Night show, seeing and reading about you, getting to know who you are as a woman out here in the business world, in the sassy world as well, has been very fun and liberating. And being here in beautiful Las Vegas, this is where I am located now. It's actually nice to see some of those things in action when I'm out and about. And, you know, lately I've been putting my entertainment and media side into performing a little bit more. But my whole everything is about the world being one, coming together, people helping each other. When I would stream, it would always be like a welcome home, welcome here, everyone, because we all have that power of just turning our cameras on and letting you in. So when I let you in, I want to make sure that you're having a good time. I want to make sure that the viewers are interacting with each other, giving each other shout outs, shouting out their city, their state, their sports, whatever they like. And really using the internet has just been a way to connect everyone and really create meaningful friendships. So this is something that is, I mean, I'm flattered and honored and shocked, but I'm mostly excited to be crossing over into your zone where you are. So, hi everyone, all of Casey's friends. Hello, hello, welcome. If you can comment, please show us some love because these videos live on her YouTube and her Twitter. And when friends get excited about that, they share those things. So, I put out for my friends to watch, but I just want everyone out there, if you are a fan and supporter of Casey, you're a fan and supporter of myself, just go ahead and say hello to us and continue to share these broadcasts because that's what, like my Arisha movement, it's all about that. It's all about women working, cooperating together to improve each other's lives and the lives of others.
Well, thank you. Okay, first of all, we got compliments on our glasses. So thank you, Sabrina.
Yes, I put these on especially for you.
I love it. I was just saying, I love it when my guests come to the show with some Casey type something. And I appreciate you
Yeah,
with the
because
glasses.
that's what it's about. It's about you and we all have our own vibe, but as a friend or as a business, the first thing that creates that interest is that first follower. Like, oh, she wears glasses, I want to wear glasses too. Oh, she does this, I want to do that too. Oh, she's writing erotic novels, I want to read those, or I
Woo!
want to read one out loud.
Right.
Whenever you have a first follower, it's that person that is your biggest supporter. So for me, representing you and being here again on your platform with your attendees, it's a little special. And the location I'm in is the famous Babo Cafe and Babo Stage in
Mm.
Las Vegas, and attached is a boutique. So it was really easy to go over there and grab some fabulous earrings and a pair of glasses to help set it off.
And I love it. I love it. I love sparkle. I love a little twinkle,
Thank you.
twinkle. So I love that. Thank you very much for thinking of me.
You're
And
very
of
welcome.
course,
And it was fun yesterday on Twitter to
yeah.
write with our followers. What
Yeah.
am I going to wear for Casey? And then you posted pictures thinking about what I'm going to wear for Sadie-Sha. So that's what it's really all about,
And
connecting
I
the
love
dots.
that. And I think that was one of the things that was really special to me about you is you were not just live back when it was Periscope, but you weren't just live. You were engaging. My favorite were when you would be at your bar and making cocktails and all of, I mean, it
Or
just,
chugging a beer in 8
yes.
seconds.
Yeah. I mean, but it was just the realness of it. It wasn't a performance. And I can say this now that you and I have chatted a few times. It wasn't a performance. That was just you being you. And that's what was so engaging about it.
Thank you. I believe, like I said, so the internet or this phone, this simplistic phone that you can just turn on. I just believe when you decide to let people in, that it should be something. It's not about me, it's about what's going on. And even any presenter or interviewer out there, you're thinking of questions for the people, or you try to think about what people want to talk about. So it's just really important to always engage your followers. And I think that's where some of the fun would come in as well, because you could ask one question, you get like 30 responses. You're like, whoa, okay. People want to know these things, like bikini wars, stuff like that. When you're living in Florida and you have a pool and you're outside a lot, it's really easy to go choose three bikinis and let the world just have fun, with scrolling from Periscope to Twitter, answer a poll, just fun stuff to keep them engaged. But really, we're the entertainers. I think we're the wild ones. So it's having that energy to actually take the time to do that.
Yeah.
Like, what's the purpose of this? Nothing. Just to hang out with my online friends.
Exactly. That's exactly right. That is exactly right. And so one of the things I did ultimately learn about you was that you are not just an entrepreneur, but I see you as this mega entrepreneur. You've got products on so many different levels. So let me start off by sharing with everyone this lipstick that I'm wearing, this lip gloss. It
You
is,
little smoking hottie.
aha, yes. And let me show you the packaging. Okay, this, oh, that's that one. So this is the packaging for the Smokin' Hotties lip gloss. And tell them a little bit about this product.
Sure. So I've been in the product manufacturing brand field since 2009. That's when I started creating my own brands in house. It was mainly sports and nutrition in the beginning, but since I'm a girly girl, then also in 2009 I came out with a jewelry line as well, like beautiful Swarovski crystal jewels, um, skincare. So of course, train of thought, you go from jewelry, I look good, then skincare, have healthy
Mhm.
skin, then you want to put lips on. So in 2019 or 18 is when I began the process. But in 2019, right at maybe November, I think it was Black Friday, is when I actually launched the first largest cosmetic line ever with 2,500 SKUs, and I named it Smokin' Hotties Cannabis. Now, first, the cute thing is like, be a smoking hottie. You know, it's like old terminology, things you would hear people say, like, she's smoking hot, or you're smoking hot, smoking hottie. And on the internet, you see those things all the time. You see the little fire signs like
Mm-hmm.
smoking hottie, smoking hot. So doing that and focusing on the lips, I focused on terpenes. Terpenes were becoming very popular because the cannabis industry began to boom. So we figured we would take our functional terpenes from products that we had created back in the e-cig era of 2014.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, I was part of IFA, which was the Indian International Film Academy.
Hmm.
They go to one country every year, and they chose Tampa, Florida as a country. So as a platinum sponsor under Sadie-Sha.com, we did a lot with terpenes back then, but we didn't call it that. It was just vaping for function. So we took our same science from these vapes and from functional terpenes or scent. Does this say scent? Because terpenes didn't become popular until cannabis became
Mm-hmm.
popular.
Mm-hmm.
So for Smokin' Hotties Cannabis 2019, the market was prime for it. We decided let's launch. Now I'm a girl that likes to get ready, so my inspiration was Chanel. So for years I would use my Chanel lip gloss in the morning, you know, getting beautiful. So as you see, that's like an elevated approach. If you're familiar with Chanel, you'll see it's got the black, sleek,
Mm-hmm.
but I went with the hot pink accents on the branding, creating branding. You know, that's my strong suit as well. So putting even the kiss in the logo from my lips, it was just, you know, when you put your passion into what you love, that's what you get. And you want to be able to share those gifts with others. So what Casey has right now is a sensual blend. There's 14 colors matte, 14 gloss. Then there's all the different functions, the scent functions. So you can boost your immune system, you can be happy, you can zap your appetite, you can focus, you can be sensual, especially Casey at night. You can burn more fat, you can increase your energy, you can put lip gloss on and work out better. I mean, we have over a dozen different functionalities. But then when you get to the color choices, glossy versus matte, you do all of the math, and that's 2,500 SKUs. And, you know, we just put everything under Arisha.life right now because we do have so many products. But these are for women, you know, and certain industries and certain experiments that I did in Tampa with some of our products and these specific like male or female scents to watch people feel good and feel alive. There's no
Mm-hmm.
price on that. It's really all about the people and you just want to get it out there. So although you have the lip gloss, I'm going to take the same scent technology. We also put it in nings, and the nings are our little nose rings. Casey's wearing one. Now for me, I'm going to put this one Zapatite so it can zap my appetite. I'm a cannabis user, so I don't want to have the munchies during this interview. I am in a cafe as well. So this will help zap my appetite for the duration of this. Simply by
Okay.
using scent, the same terpenes, It's going to send a message to my ventromedial hypothalamus telling me I'm full. Therefore, I'm not going to start reaching for something to eat. It'll hold me over. These are great during conventions because a lot of times you're stuck eating the junk food that the convention offers. This would always get me through working a convention for 5 or 6 hours until I could get to a proper meal. But we took the same scent technology that we have in Smokin' Heidi's cannabis. Now it's in the Ning. You can live the Ning life, and there's 12 different ones. And what Casey has is 10 Nings on a ring. So getting clever and creative with your own branding is always exciting as well. But the Ning is separate from Smokin' Hotties, but what's at heart is the science and biology. Like scent is so important. That is how the sperm finds the egg. That is how we are created. So to put a little scented device in our nose, it can change your whole day.
Can you talk a little bit about what a terpene is?
Yeah, terpene is a natural scent. It's present in our environment. There are over 80,000 natural terpenes out there. But our science team since 1998 has been debunking which certain scents work for the areas of your brain. So this zapatite, it smells like a very heavy peppermint. I don't know the other proprietary properties that are in it because I'm not the scientist. We have a science team, but this has a very heavy, like if I'm trying to describe it to you, if you had the zapatite Smokin' Hottie's lip gloss, it would smell like peppermint.
Mm.
That's what I smell. And because it's most potent and high in nature, this is where aromatherapy comes from, terpenes.
Mm-hmm.
Terpenes are the most concentrated. When you create aromatherapy, a lot of times they are diluted down and mixed with different things. So our formulas, the tendings on the ring, she's holding up one for pain as well. That pain one will target the center in your brain responsible for pain. It helps with migraines, especially people that are getting headaches. A lot of creative users, if you are like me, sometimes being behind or on digital equipment all day, sometimes you do get that headachy type of feel. It's nice to know that you can take something that's from nature, just pop it in your nose, and let it come and go away. Because we know when people suffer from migraines, it goes into their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
They're very sensitive to light as well. So pain helps with that. If you're having a very robust workout and you're feeling a little achy, pain is also really good for that.
So
But they're
you
just natural. They're from nature.
and because like I'm wearing Eve. I'm wearing
Oh,
I'm wearing Eve,
very
and
good.
I can't necessarily describe the scent other than to say I enjoy breathing deeply, and I
You
feel.
feel like, because you have Eve, Eve is going to make you want to turn up a little.
I was gonna
So
say I feel
you feel like you may start to feel hot and bothered, but it's doing
there,
the job that it's intended to
and
do.
I would say
And once
literally right
again,
right now I'm excited.
there's
Like
not a lot of products for women on the market, especially in the sexual enhancement and desire. A
exactly.
lot of women don't have the urge. So even if you can just put this on, and it's a little SOS, like this is what I want right now. Right now is the time and it's the place for me to feel sexy. So I'm going to put this on.
And that's what I loved about these is and I'm not gonna lie, I've been hoarding them. I'm like I treat it like like it's platinum or gold or whatever the most precious mineral is right now. But I keep telling
And I
myself I
like that we
carry them
have
in my
the
bag.
variety that way. Yeah, because it's kind of like, what do I want right now? Like,
Hmm.
you're in your bag, I'm in my bag. I'm out and about today, so my two go-tos, these are always with me because I have two goals. Do I want to burn 18 to 40% more calories just by breathing? Yes, because sometimes a life on the go, it's harder to work out. It's
Hmm.
been cold around the world in many, many places. sometimes when you're burning those calories, like talking fast and moving around, uh, like one time I had to do this during a meeting. We were having a Zoom call with our team, and I thought it would be one of those quick meetings. So I had the burn in, and oh my goodness, I was so antsy, like getting up, getting a cup of coffee, sitting back down, gotta go run to the restroom, then I'm thirsty, go look for my water. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me. And then it dawned on me that I took the burning, and the burn makes
Mhm.
you
Is
move
burning it
around.
up.
When you're moving around, you're
Right.
burning calories. And once again, I just want to bring you back to my beginning was sports and nutrition, health and nutrition, just living and being a active person. So anything that I do talk about, it's kind of like revolving around like being your full you and like
Hmm.
really feeling energetic and alive. So to put it into lifestyle, cool type of products that maybe you never thought of, I think is kind of fun. Like, oh, this scent can make me feel good, or this scent can help me, you know, burn calories. Like, easy, it's a no brainer.
So Sabrina's asking the question, how long does the scent last?
Well, the scent, well, let's talk about the nings. We always say you can wear them 4 to 6 hours. It is in your nose. So, for sanitary purposes, you want to use a new ning each time. However, there are people that have worn it for a few hours and they keep the little baggie next to them and put it back in their bag until later because the scent originally comes from there. Because we released this product, I believe, in 2020, right as COVID, well, right as we were having our lockdown, we were on our come up of, visiting
Hmm.
conventions and creating all the buzz and the craze. And as soon as COVID happened, it was like, oh man, we just getting started. So when we would tell people at conventions, you could wear it 4 to 6 hours, people just loved it. They loved the fact that it had a little bag. They could read about it. It's in English and in Spanish. Um, how to use is on here as well. So you don't need a piercing. It's another
Hmm.
thing. It's just putting it on and breathing. Also,
Right.
when COVID first began, and you would go into stores and you would see the stores where shelves were bare, it created a little, I don't want to say anxiety, but it created a little like worry. So I would put my chill ning on and I would go grocery shop and chill
Yeah,
because it was under my mask, and the chill ning gave me a sense of calm. And I'm a real big contact person, eye contact person especially. So when my manner of approaching life didn't exist anymore, it seemed
mhm.
weird because I usually say hi through the eyes, like say hello to people and smile just with eyes. You don't need to stop and have a conversation, but every person I would encounter, I always like just acknowledge them with the eyes. And to wear that chilling and grocery shop because people were in mass,
Mhm.
but their eyes look scary or their eyes look scared. And a lot of times, a smile, which you normally would realize, like, oh, they smiled at me, it eases me. You couldn't really have that same effect during the lockdown. I mean, and I know
Right.
people still wear masks now, but at that time, chill really came into effect when, people that have anxiety or just a little tense or stress, it's like another way. And it's another way to show you that that one worked as well. Because grocery shop and chill is like, okay, like people don't need to say hi to me. They don't need to smile at me, but I feel good and I'm getting all my groceries.
Yeah. I have to say, like I said, I've been hoarding my nings, and I don't even know why I've been
That
hoarding
means
them.
that just means I have to send you more because also the Erisha part of life is, if I give you two, you got to give one away. So we
And
have to have you sharing.
that's the funny thing is that there was something that I had duplicates of. Oh, no, no, no. It was something, I can't think of exactly what it was, but there was one that I gave to one of my coworkers because she was feeling anxious or
Oh
couldn't
yeah, maybe it
sleep.
was chill or happy because sometimes if,
It might have
if
been
a friend
happy.
is in a mood,
Hmm.
you can give them a happy name because what is it going to do? It's going to make them happy.
I think
If
that's
someone
what it
is
was.
anxious, you can do the same thing.
Hmm.
Sometimes you just need to flip the switch and turn your mood around. So there's things like that where a simple scent can help you.
Yeah. Ah, yes. Okay. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. We will be back because one of the other many things that Sadisha does is music. So we're going to dabble
Nice.
in that a little bit when we come back from the break. Hold tight.
Woo, let's go.
Watch Casey Carter and her co-host, Carrie Anthony and Desiree on Exotica TV's BoobTube, Wednesdays at 9 p.m. on YouTube and Twitter at Exotica TV. Join the ladies each week as they talk about what's hot and what's not on TV, streaming, and in theaters. Don't miss them and Jay, the man behind the sound effects. Wednesdays at 9 p.m. on Exotica TV. What could possibly go wrong?
And we're back. And, okay, I always get this wrong. And I've got Lorenzo.
Hi, Lorenzo.
How are you doing this
Mr.
evening, ladies?
Motivation.
Okay, before I forget, I'm gonna play. So I ran the promo for ASN Magazine, my cover, and as you all should know, we are right now going through a nomination process, and that cover should be getting
March
your votes.
2022.
Yes, March of 2022. Thank you, Sadisha. Hey, Miss Toxic Goddess. Hey. And so that cover, we are trying to get that cover nominated. Well, trying to get enough votes to get it into the final five. And then we're going to go to a whole nother process. But that being said, I wanted to share with you that your girl is in another magazine. And hold on, I'm about to go out of
Ooh,
order here to
that's
show
a
this.
but wait, there's more.
Yes, but wait, there's more. So this is the other magazine that I'm in.
I think you only love me cause I'm poppin'. This a layup, this a rebound, then it's robbing. Tyson with the fade, not the air, my hands rockin'. When I link with ball point, you know it's knockin'. I'm not the same. Thinking money made me change, nothing else to blame. Bougie stuck up in my way, singing Gucci gang. Gucci, Gucci, Gucci gang. Think I'm Gucci Mane. I'm just
Okay. Ah! Okay, ASN is a digital magazine, but Erotic Sky is an actual publication. And
I saw you listed as a sexpert.
yeah. Okay, so you need to get you copy. Need to get you a copy.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I
I love
appreciate
it.
that. I appreciate that. And shout out to my people. Thank you, Ms. Toxic Goddess. I appreciate that, girl. Thank you for joining.
Hi, Miss Toxic Goddess.
Okay. Nope. Hold on a second. I'm about to make a mistake here. I didn't want to. Something popped up on my screen that I didn't want to have happen. And Axel Foley. Hey, Axel Foley. Okay, so Ms. Sadisha, when we were
Yes.
planning this interview, you mentioned, hey, I want to send you a link to my songs. And I was like, okay. So
Hey.
before I play this, one of the things in talking about this social media admiration experience is music. And if you follow Sadie-Sha, you will see there is videos of her dancing.
I'm
It
always
just
in my vibe.
just having fun. Just having fun. Hey girl, love you too, friend. Thank you so much for stopping by. We have got to catch up. And I I it didn't surprise me that there was also music, okay? But I want to
It
share
did
this.
or didn't?
I'm sorry?
You said it did surprise you or
It did
didn't?
not. It did not. I mean, the initial yes, but then after I got over the whole, I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. It's
Right.
Sadie-Sha. It just
Well, it's
so
another business thing. It's just being vertically integrated with everything you do.
so I'm gonna play a little bit. This is the one that I think you said you're technically releasing tomorrow.
Right. Could you do me a favor and say the title of that for me 3 times?
Tell me how to say it and I'll say
A
it.
funkotripolyptic metaphor. Let's go,
A
Casey.
a funkotripolytic metaphor.
You got it.
Okay. Okay. Let me just
My partner Kevin Kelly, he hears these tunes in his mind. It goes from his mind to humming it out. From humming it out, he changes his voice to instruments. We do the whole instrumentation, the whole production, and we also work with a couple other B-Boy Wicked. He helps mix it, but Kevin's been mixing himself. But this is like a passion on the side, but it plays in the business world because when I needed Ning commercials,
mhm.
I was able to use one of my songs as the background. I've been a video editor since 2005. So as
Ah.
an editor, you always need music. But
Yep.
when you are editing, you're either purchasing music, like I used to purchase jump backs and other tools out there in the trade, but you're purchasing or using royalty-free music, but it's the same music that the other editors are using as well.
Right.
So what we did is create our own genre called dub funk. And it's out there, it's different, but it's a respect to music. And I just can't wait for you all to hear this new message for 2023, because this song we actually made more personal. Whereas the others, they were more commercial based.
So, that being said,
A funkotripolyptic metaphor.
that song next. Hold on. Ah! Hold, please.
This is not a motor booty affair, but it is lit. This world was built to take us higher and higher. Took life online, fed you the wire. All hatred must die. We're supposed to inspire. You turn to desire. Your eyes see the fire. All hatred must die. We are all provided the same 24 hours. Why worry about minds? We worry about ours. Stop to inspire, drop to look higher. See in the eyes of the neighbor they're tired. Lift each other greater and greater.
Too close to the flame in the crossfire.
With all that's going through your mind, you operate within time. Funkotripolyptic metaphor. A metaphor. A metaphor.
Deep within the membranes of your mind.
A metaphor.
Spread through space and time.
A metaphor.
Wake up and realize that your reality may be a fantasy. Undo the mind.
A metaphor.
Push forward
A metaphor.
to a light-induced tomorrow. Light-induced tomorrow.
All right. So, girl, what is the motivation behind that? Let's talk about this.
Well, my partner and I, in the beginning, we would not watch the blues or watch the news. See
The
how
blues.
automatic that is? The
The
news is
blues.
blues. Automatically, that's the way I compare it. We wouldn't watch that ever. But as our world has turned and developed, and for people like me, for people like him, he's in his 50s, he just has a strong message of all hatred must die. And when we see it on social media, we see it in relationships, we see it in people, jealousy, anger, all of those things. It's all around us. And each day that we wake up, you have a choice. You can choose to be love and full of life, or you choose to be evil. And with us, we just hope that this song, as you listen to how it progresses, the third verse is what you choose. I choose to be happy because I'm grateful. My heart never hateful. You want people to walk away knowing that it's their choice to be who they are. If you're going to be hate and blast out those things, because the internet isn't just the internet anymore. When they're using the internet, like with everything you see in news right now, they're using what did someone do, or and it they could track back. With the Murdoch trials, I saw that, and I went back to a Snapchat video. So when people are putting things out, no matter what it is on the internet, I just want to remind them, like, we helped build this. Me myself, I am especially, like, number one. I can say I am the internet. I just want people to know, like, I don't see hate. I never felt it. But when you guys or people out there, they start posting so much of it,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
don't want it seeping into people that don't choose that, and
Right.
that's why all hatred must die, because if you don't have hate, you're not going to continue to spread hate. And if we can continue to be love and show love, feel love, then I think the world will change. And using music is just one little reminder.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, that being said, though, we also have another song that's called CBD Changes Lives. And this
Yes.
was really, I mean, it was very cool, but that there's a moment in the song that I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. So tell us a little bit about how that song got started.
Okay, so being back to my career, being a product creator, sports and nutrition, with health and supplements, anything that you would see in the vitamin shop or GNC, products like that, you're not able to say what this will do on a product label. So for many of our products in the health world that would help you lose weight, be energetic, feel great, geranium years ago, that ingredient was banned and considered a drug. So therefore that product that we had that worked, we couldn't sell it anymore because insurance companies were told not to insure that ingredient. So even if a product is working for you, sometimes the government really isn't for you in that regard. That's why you can't make claims on products. I can't say this will. If you look at these things, the products that you have, this may help you, may help you decrease your appetite. I can tell you how the scent works when it's targeted in the brain, but I can't say that this is going to work for you, Casey Carter.
Mhm. 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 Mhm.
So we chose free speech once again here and decided to put it into music as a song is free speech. And I can say and write all these lyrics that will describe to people in a musical form how CBD can change your life. I can give you a personal testimony from someone that I know was turned away from doctors to, you know, go say his final goodbyes. I can, put in English and Spanish to try to change the song in that way as well. So we had a lot of fun doing it, but the fun came from knowing in this nutrition world, you can't say this, can't say that. Like there's so many can'ts that
Right.
all we wanted to do is tell people what you can do, how this plant natural from nature, it comes from a hemp seed, not a marijuana seed. Hemp and
Mhm.
marijuana are two totally different things, two totally different seeds. When you go to plant hemp, you're going to grow hemp. When you plant a marijuana seed, you're going to grow a marijuana seed. We wanted people to know that CBD derived from hemp under the 2018 Farm Bill. It will help change your life. And these are all the various ways. Here's a personal testimony. Putting that together, knowing Tyler Watts personally after that, after he became healed and, still being in his life now, and realizing that CBD really did change his life and he really did walk away cancer free, you could not make a song about that for your company and to, you know, go further beyond that, because it's really catchy. It's like CBD really started to get legs with children. A child that couldn't eat, you would see Facebook posts on it. They're not eating, they're doing this elixir, it tastes horrible. So because children were experiencing some relief from it, then they, you know, it started to get its popularity. And that's where I built our line up to 3,500 products. So my whole science team, all of us, I mean, even still now, I use my CBD hair. You met me online, my hair was short. Look at it now. It's using CBD hair oil. When I'm showering, I have my CBD body soaps. There's elixirs for humans and for pets. There's so many regulations that are continuing to happen. And we covered this on our Arisha Land podcast. There was 2 whole years of podcast material in the cannabis industry where we would talk about different subjects, different things happening in government. Marijuana companies, especially here in Las Vegas, they have CBD illegal because it competes with going into dispensaries and charging a higher tax. It's all about the money and it's not about the people healing. So by having multi-messages out there, you know, in music, it may hit someone some way, like they start bopping their head and they're like, wait, CBD changes lives. You know, it's just another way, another tool to use within our business organization. And, you know, imagine that song, it doesn't have a video or anything, but I vision one day, you know, there's a crowd of people, there's dancing, there's a dance built in to the song because I was projecting seeing people happy and embracing CBD as a product.
So,
it's been in my life since 2015, so it's almost 10 years. Well, it should be embraced more.
Let me share the song with our audience.
Okay, sweet.
A good time starts with a great wardrobe. Next stop, JCPenney. Family get-togethers to fancy occasions, wedding season too. We do it all in style. Dresses, suiting, and plenty of color to play with. Get fixed up with brands like Liz Claiborne, Worthington, Stafford, and J. Farrar. Oh, and Thereabouts for kids. Super cute and extra affordable. Check out the latest in-store, and we're never short on options at jcp.com. All dressed up, everywhere to go. JCPenney.
Here we go, y'all.
Popular demand cannabis. First name medical cannabis. With the whole new look, new taste, new reaction, resulting in different satisfaction. Like the older new, very attractive, cannabidiol, not psychoactive. Meaning no high sensation, which is the key to the legalization. Bringing to the light by renowned scientists the healthy side of cannabis. Terpenes triggering scent, positively changing your mind and body in an instant. Sophisticated chemicals dancing in unison, blended, splendid, perfect, relieving physical and mental pain. Badass cannabis is the name.
Hands high in the sky, CBD, change
Break it down now.
You're feeling good, right? You're moving through life. You're sleeping good now. You're eating food, wow. We see you in a good mood. Got the natural glow on you. Hands high in the sky, CBD, changes lives.
Upon new facts and new releases, CBD is known to help major diseases like multiple sclerosis, rheumatoid arthritis, a remedy for epilepsy, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, anxiety, depression. Fact, not fiction. CBD has also been linked to the treatment of cancer. Now that's big time, major. Wow, what a medical breakthrough. And the list continues. High blood pressure, diabetes, mental disorder like schizophrenia. It even helps acne. Believe it or not, CBD is the healing that just won't stop. And staying on the front line, badass cannabis one time. Come on.
Hands high in the sky, CBD, changes lives. It's time to dance now. 2 step it down. Drop it real low now. How high can you go? We see you in a good mood. You got that natural glow on you. Hands high in the sky. CBD changes lives.
The word cancer is frightening. Then hearing we weren't able to get it all, watching it spread to other organs, all this is just terrifying. The doctors tried everything but failed, then gave up, kind of alone, staring at the end. How would my family grow without me? In that darkness, nature shined its light. The month of hemp, healing, I was cancer-free, and I blame it all on CBD.
In the sky, CBD changes lives. You feeling good?
Okay, so did he say a month? A month of doing?
Thank you.
My pleasure. Did he say
It was a
after
month of
1 month?
a month of using this because he was turned away. So using it, and he had a open sore, like a brain injury, open sore. So by pouring it in and doing a few other things, he actually healed. And when he went back to the doctor to say to the doctor, "Do you want to hear what I did? Do you want to hear how I healed myself?" The doctor said no, didn't want to know. So
Wow.
it's stories like that when you see real life. This isn't made up. When you see science, real life, you see how CBD really helps. It was just taking the time to ask Tyler, can we share your story? Because I've known him, I worked with him, did interviews, and to ask him, could we share his story? It was just so great. And putting it in song, because once again, this was meant to be an educational material to support our product brands.
So, Lorenzo, let me just bring you in here for a second talking about CBD products because, you with your 35 years in law enforcement, clearly there were things you could not do while on the job. But now you're retired, and as you like to remind me, are an ARPer. And but at the same time, you and I are going to these conventions and we're walking and we're standing all day. Um, Kind of share with the folks your experience of using CBD in those conditions.
Well, first of all, I want to mention in a few hours is a milestone birthday for Sadie-Sha coming up. So, pre-happy birthday to you.
Okay, wait. That being
Thank you
said,
so much.
let me put this back up on the screen. Where's it at? Okay, so there was a Parish Shoon who said simply beautiful and your music is amazing and happy birthday. I had it up on the screen before. So yeah. Thank you, Lorenzo.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. All right. All right. Go ahead, Lorenzo. I'm sorry.
Yeah, for us walking around and us getting a little bit older, some of the CBD products have really been helpful, in the joints and things like that. Since it's legal, it really wouldn't matter. It was that marijuana part that was a little bit different back in the day that I was able to
Exactly.
partake of prior to getting the job, and then during that 35, I wasn't. So, but the CBD has worked, and that's really good.
You know,
Especially for
I
the
And it's
knees and
also
things.
nice to know the difference and experience the difference because
Mm.
CBD will have you continuing throughout your day, where marijuana may have you
not continuing throughout your day.
Yeah,
glued
definitely.
somewhere.
Yeah. And so the same products that I shared with Lorenzo, I then shared with my mom. And, she now is busy. Hey, if I go to the house and say that something's bothering me, or she's like, you seem to be walking a little slow. You need some CBD. I'm like, woman, I gave it to you, okay? I
I
gave
love
it to you.
that.
So I can definitely say, as someone who I wasn't a smoker at all and did not consume CBD in any way, shape, or form, because I have a very good friend who cooks with CBD. And when she would have events,
Right.
I would not partake of the CBD products because I didn't know. I didn't know enough about it to know what to expect. And then in 2021, I took a chance. There was a vendor at Exotica that was selling Skittles, CBD Skittles.
Oh, yeah,
And
candy.
yeah, and I realized I am an edibles kind of girl. I like my edibles. And so from there, I started to do more. I started, experimenting and understanding, even from just from the products, like you said, there's CBD, there's THC, Delta 8, Delta 9, all of these different things, indica, sativa. I'm like, okay, it's too much information. Like,
Overwhelming.
yeah, because I started with these Skittles, I just was trying everything and was like, ooh, this is not all the same. These products,
Right.
there is a night and day difference in some of the
Right.
products. And one of the things I appreciated is you sent me that care package, but we had this lengthy conversation about all of the different things. Because one of the other things you gave me, aside from the smoking hottie lip gloss and the Nings, is you also gave me something called drops. And I
When
treat
the drops drop.
let me tell you, I treat those suckers like, again, I treat it like it was, some precious metal. And I'm very, very careful
It's
about
for you for when you're ready for it. And
that.
the drops are Delta 8. It's
Mm-hmm.
in an elixir form with
Uh-huh.
coconut oil. They come in different flavors. But that's something that you take as an elixir, and it just brings a whole calm and happiness over your body. And because of the different manners, or you can use a product like lip gloss is going to give you one manner of using it, whereas a drops is something you're ingesting. That's Delta 8. Delta 8 is derived from CBD as well. It's an extract, so, or isomer of CBD, and it's all under the hemp. You can also get Delta 9 out of hemp now, which is another reason why there's so much conflict with dispensaries and government, because it's all under the 2018 Farm Bill.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I can get the same effect that would be considered illegal, Mr. Lorenzo, marijuana. I could get the same effect from hemp by taking the CBD and changing it into Delta 9 as a oil, and then using it that way. Putting it in edibles,
Yeah.
you like edibles, so you could have a Delta 9 edible, you could have a Delta 8 edible. Another way of getting something is through the underarm. So we were doing like a cologne stick, but it would have Delta 8 in it so that you could, it's like a two-way type of thing. You would
Oh,
also feel it under your arms because it's another entry point. And then,
yeah.
of course, there's the smokables, which
And
are hemp flower sprayed with Delta 8 derived from hemp.
so you
So
shared that with me as
there's so many
well.
ways you can get.
You shared
Yeah, because there's different approaches.
and that, again, it was different. It didn't I wasn't too out there, but I definitely was like, I like this. I like this.
You liked it.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it was,
I love
and it's
that.
funny,
And
my
any of your
sister
viewers,
actually
if they want to
smokes.
try,
Oh, go ahead, hon.
I was going to say, if any of your viewers want to try anything and they are linking with the website or link with Casey, all you have to do is write us and say, I'm a friend of Casey's, because I believe this world right now, instead of being so fast, we need to hone in on our real audience, who the real people are, and take a one-on-one approach to it, just like taking the time to hang out with you and describing things. I know you have booths coming up and
Mm-hmm.
events, things like that are in your lifestyle, and you want to share those things because you've been guarding them yourself and now you're ready to share. Those are things that you become the flagship person for, and people, your fans and your friends, they're going to be comfortable then asking you about it. It's like girl talk,
Mm-hmm.
or tell me a little bit about this. Sometimes when you just send friends to another website to buy, you lose that handshake or you lose that hug. And the way I look at life now is it's so important to really answer the questions that your friends may have, or think about that friend. Something's coming up, you want to just let them try this. I know you've been going through a lot. Like, come on, girl, let's get happy. And we're both in a happy thing because we have a product for everyone. And I'm not a salesperson. I feel like people, when it's authentic and it's real, like you're thinking about your friend and you know that we have something that may help, that's the best handshake, because what friends need are a friend. When you
Mm-hmm.
just cut that chain and send them to a website sometimes,
Right.
like Casey's people, I don't really I don't really know what's going on here. You want to be able to provide the best friendship also, because remember, it's that first follower. You have the first
Mm-hmm.
follower, but now you build a team, and it's just really important when people are doing collabs and crossovers. It's really important that everyone knows their team, and they know the reason, the why. Why are we doing this? And I think we're doing this to get the word out so people can feel better and continue to enjoy their lives together, with others, especially groups. A lot of groups, when you see small groups get together, it's really nice to cater to a group as well, because
Right.
then you get to hear what everyone wants, and the similarities, the crossovers are so great. Some
So
people, not everyone wants to smoke
right, right.
or,
And
use a topical. So you have to have a way to still help them, but in a different way. And that's where names come in. Not
so
everyone wears lipstick,
well, hello.
lip gloss.
Lorenzo, you got any
Did I
questions
send you the
for?
lip balms as well?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Mm-mm.
No? Okay, so that means another care package is going to be on the way.
Lorenzo, any
Yeah.
questions for Sadie-Sha? Because you and I together have been following and watching and admiring, and you being the big sports fan that you are. I know sometimes you're like Sadie, Sadie-Sha's she's putting out her picks and whatnot. So, what questions do you have for Sadie-Sha?
Well, I know trying to be interested in what's going to be new offered with marijuana becoming legal just about everywhere. What is it that the CBD can compete at that level in the future? What are your plans for that?
I had a hard time hearing the question.
So Lorenzo was saying with marijuana becoming legal in a lot of places, how do you see the future of CBD and it being able to compete with the legalization of marijuana?
Well, I believe we're on a track now to help people live a healthier life, and we do branding for our products as well as others. So the way to compete with marijuana is to just have louder voices than the marijuana typical crowds. Be in that space where those louder voices can be heard and seen, and teaching the difference, number one, between hemp and marijuana, I believe is the most important. So when you go to the healthy side of things, a lot of times it's just easier because we're speaking about health. I'm not approaching you to get high.
Mm.
I'm approaching you to get healthy, get like me, feel good, look good, all of those things. But I believe it's the louder voices, having a voice louder than mine. I'm in the lab or doing the marketing or creating a label for things, making sure the shipment's out of the door. Louder voices to push that group of products. I think that's what is in the pipeline.
Any other
We're all
questions?
here just vessels sharing what we know with each other and the world. So sometimes you need a louder voice.
Sometimes you need a lot of voices. Because
There you go.
like I said, I was not necessarily a believer because I didn't understand CBD and marijuana weren't the same thing. I didn't have that understanding. So I had this perception of what the experience was going to be like until I had the products, and then I was like, okay, we're talking, it can vary. Your experience can vary. It can be,
These
you
are plants that are, I was going to say quickly, these are plants that are over 8,000 years old. So
Mhm.
the plant, if we look to plants and look to how they have provided us so many nutrients in our bodies, it's a no-brainer. And what most people don't know is that our bodies already make this inside 2-AG,
Mhm.
anandamide. your body already makes it inside. So go back to the gym fitness area, when you supplement with cannabis, it hooks up to what your body is already creating, and that is where the health comes into it. So it's imagining trying to cover a football field. You got all these players out there. You add some CBD to it, everyone is covered, and now you can win the game.
And that's one of the
And
other
that's what we
things
want.
that,
We want people to get stronger.
and that's the other conversation that I really wanted to have. I wanted to get into the nerdy science of it because again, when you and I talked about it, I literally took notes. Like in my kitchen, I had notes from that conversation because it really
I
helped
love
me to
that.
understand. I was able to understand better. See, Sabrina says I've never tried CBD. And I was like Sabrina. I avoided it. And now I'm like it's funny. You know how they always talk about you say, "Oh, you get a white car." And before you got a white car, you never saw white cars on the road. And then all of a sudden you get a white car and you realize white cars are everywhere. Now that I'm into
It's
CBD,
everywhere.
I'm like, everybody's got a gummy, they've got an elixir. Like, and I'm not talking everybody in terms of people who sell. I'm talking people who I sit at the dinner table with, or people who are in line with me. Like, I went to a heart event early in February. And it was me and a bunch of my mom's friends. And, we're all standing around waiting to get seated. And one of the ladies says, "You want a gummy?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, give me a gummy." So it's
There you
interesting
go.
how many people are partaking, if you will. And like I said, I want to have this conversation again, but I want to get into the nerdy science of it because in doing so, I understood, like you just were
We'll just
explaining how
call
we
it
have these
talking nerdy.
receptors. You were talking about how we have these receptors. And so and as a matter of fact, it was an article
Yeah,
you sent me that I read and was like, ooh, okay. So now it all makes sense. And all of the different
makes sense.
types, it helped to explain how this attaches to that and how this affects this. And I mean, it's utterly fascinating. And if you're nerdy enough, you will find it fascinating because I promise you, I was like,
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. We will find our audience then when you put out a promo that says, "Hey, we're going to talk about this today." You will find your audience that wants
mhm.
to hear that conversation, and
Oh,
that's
we're gonna do
why
it.
small intimate groups are great. If you're having, you have a group of people over and it's like, okay, we're going to have CBD talk tonight, or you have products that people can try, touch, feel, a CBD immersive experience.
Mhm.
That's really another way to learn, because some people do learn through touching, feeling, smelling as well. So taking the time to make meaningful connections. Don't just say CBD, look it up.
Right.
Actually take time to learn, try it. That's going to be the best lasting effect.
Well, on that note, my dear, I want to thank you again for, of course, my smoking hottie
Thank
lip
you.
glosses, and for my nings, and for whatever new goodies we're gonna get. But I especially want to thank you because
I know the care package is on the way.
I have enjoyed you over the years. And, like I said to you that day we got on the phone for the first time, I feel like all those years got us to that conversation. And ever since
Yeah,
then, I feel like, we've been girlfriends for forever, even though it literally is just developing, but it
beginning.
feels it feels like it's
Right.
been forever. And I appreciate you taking the time to share with the audience and to just be, so transparent and creative with all that you do. Lorenzo,
It's
what you
just
got to
being
say?
fun, being your authentic you. So thank you so much, Casey, Mr. Motivation, Lorenzo. I'll see you on Twitter.
Lorenzo, you
Let me
got
let
any
Yeah,
me
out of
final
nowhere,
words
I'll just
here?
get like a post to me, mention
yeah.
me. Like, I'm like, oh, Lorenzo wants me to see this today. Like, thank you, like, reshare.
Yeah, I wanna
That
ask
lets
her
me
because I
know that
watched
he's gotten to know me as a person as well. So I appreciate you both.
Thank you.
I watched her Super Bowl thing that she did at halftime. Do you have anything planned for the Final Four or the World Series or anything like that, like you did at that Super Bowl halftime?
I know. I think about this all the time. I think about like who I was and what I used to always do to draw the numbers, but then I sit here in reality like, should I do something? Should I do something? Should I do something? I had a team bracket challenge going with CBS Sports where we did like a Team Marisha challenge, and some people online actually had joined us as well. So I do know I'm going to be awarding the winner some prizes because for people to take time out of their life here in the USA to actually play in a bracket, I
Hmm.
just want to say thank you, in another way, which is probably sending them some goodies as well, because that's what life is. It's sharing who you are with the world. So I'll probably just put some pics out, but my bracket is busted. So even that energy changed a little because I can't really talk smack.
Well,
I
that's
had
okay.
I had Houston to take it all
Hmm. Okay. Well,
because you don't win
nonetheless,
them all.
no, right. And I was going to say, nonetheless, it is always fun watching you go through the process. So no matter how it
Yes, we
plays,
have our Yankees opening day tomorrow, March 30th.
Mhm.
Number 99. I got 99 problems, but a home
but
run ain't none. 62 home runs. Aaron Judge, the 16th captain. I'm so excited for tomorrow, especially when I'm just doing when's the first game? When I saw the date, I got ecstatic, and I
I
feel
bet
like
you
it's going to be a
did.
great season. So I can't wait to see the Yankees in the championships. Last year, Houston Astros won, so it was nice to celebrate the winner because, like I said, you can't win them all. So
Right,
we
right.
celebrated that winner with an official Houston's bikini with some matching pumps because the sports brat in me had to celebrate somebody.
Well, that being said, because, again, you're looking at some diehard Yankee fans up here, and
Right.
rumor has it. Well, no, let me preface by saying the Yankees and the Dodgers are playing in LA in June, first weekend of June. Rumor has it
Okay.
I might be there. Working on it. Working on it.
Oh, snap.
Working on it. We'll see. We'll see. But I'm just
Well,
putting it
hopefully
out
we
there.
can keep in touch.
Yeah, I'm just putting it out there. Rumor has it.
Put out the good mojo. We can keep in touch.
Working on it, working on it, working on it. So, but anyway, back to where I was going. Thank you so much, Sadie-Sha. I really, really appreciate you being here and joining us and sharing with us. We are going to
Thank you.
continue
You're
having this
welcome.
conversation because like you, I think it's important. I think there are some myths that need to be busted, and I am all about busting a myth. I love letting folks know it ain't
Yeah,
what you think it is.
I
So,
love to share what I know and let people experience it for themselves. So thank you for having me on your platform today. All of Casey and Lorenzo's fans and friends out there, my friends and fans, anyone checking in, thank you so much for taking your time because we know time is precious. So thanks for spending your time with us.
all right, y'all. I'm out.
All
Ciao.
right.
Me too.